For now, we're
What's
on Digimon
Savers?
Data Squad /Savers
Yeah.
/Data Savers, episode 17. The one where Yoshino gets an evolution episode and we learn that Lalamon's kind of stronger than he looks.
Yeah. Hey, it turns out Yoshino being absolutely worthless in the early episodes is part of her character arc.
Yeah. It's like, I'd already kind of feel that it's like, I will like assume, but I'm gonna guess you're not going too keen on this. I don't care. I really like this.
It's fine. I don't know. It's just kind of lame how like
Yeah.
useless she was earlier, and then it's just like it's because I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Cal weakened some ears. Yeah, it's like, it could have been stronger. I really liked it for what it is. I don't think this is as good as Toma's, but yeah, this is pretty solid.
It's fine. Yoshino has an inferiority complex because her sisters are so talented and she's not as talented, I guess. Or she gets stage fright.
Yeah.
It all boils down to her sisters are good at piano and they did a big piano performance and then she froze up on stage and that one event has caused her to feel like she's untalented or unskilled or whatever.
I think it's a bit more than that, because it's like, of course I'm reading into things a little. I very distinctly get the impression that her mother was, like, really, like, forceful about this stuff. Like, you're like, you see the piano concert, like, pushing her into it, and it's like, oh, she's one of those moms.
I didn't get that impression at all because I feel like if that was part of it, it would have shown it.
Like, I very distinctly get the idea. It's like, all right, she's one of the ones that's gonna be like, oh, hey, no, do this thing and be perfect, okay? I'm gonna, like, make you into the biggest prodigy, and, Yoshino's just like, I'm not up for this, and she just folds under the pressure. She wants her to be as good as her sisters and stuff, and it's like, it's just not like, that's just not how she is.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't portray that at any point. It's just Yoshino is going to do a piano recital like her sisters and froze up. Like,
yeah,
there's
a
no
live
point.
audience do like this piece of Choplin's classical music, the freaking puppy waltz. Which
I mean, apparently she can do it. She just had stage fright.
Yeah. I was curious, so I looked that crap up. Yeah, no, that's a very advanced piece. That is not as easy as it sounds.
I'm sure it's actually difficult to do, but the fact that she can do it, like,
yeah, like,
and like at no point it shows her mother seeming to be like forcing her to do it or like putting on undue pressure. Because, like I said, she apparently can play it.
Yeah, she's just, she's like not ready for this though, right? Like, she's not ready to do this in front of, like, a live crowd like this.
Maybe that's what I'm getting at is like maybe she like taught her to play the piano, but I don't get the impression she was overbearing or like trying to push her to be perfect or whatever. I just think she didn't know she had stage fright.
And maybe it's just me. This absolutely seems like she was forcing her into it without realizing, how like hard she was pushing, right? Like, of course, it's like there's nothing like direct about that, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's up there for her to be like, okay, yeah, this is definitely the implication in my eyes that it's like, like her parents are like pushing her into this, and it's like, out there too, and like she hates doing it as much as it's just like too much for her. Like, she is very clearly not ready for this.
I don't know. I'm just going off of what we do know.
Yeah.
For all we know, Yoshino wanted. For all we know, Yoshino wanted to be in the piano recital, and she just froze. Like, we don't have enough information to make any calls like that.
She also seems to care about her mom. Yeah, but we also had that scene from like the Toma episode, right? Where it's like, you see Yoshino's nightmare, and it seems to be like, after that recital where she's like freaking out and she's like, I hate you, mom. And, she's like just crying, and, her current self is trying to get her to like calm down and stop. And it's like, oh, alright, that's probably connected to this, isn't it?
Yeah, but it could also just be because children are irrational and emotional.
I don't think it's meant to be like a random outburst or like candy or something. I feel very confident in saying it's like, this is like her actually reacting to that event really, really badly. So it's like, I don't know, I think that adds up. I think that makes sense. And, this episode starts off, and you see, like, a bit more of that flashback, and she's like, just freaking as a kid in the same outfit, I believe. And she, like, throws the flowers at the door, just, like, super frustrated and angry. And it's like, okay, yeah. Like, she could perform, and then she, like, turn that on herself, and that seems to be like where this block is coming from, where she's like, all right, I'm weak, I'm like unreliable, I can't do anything. Which honestly, yeah, could have been way better established and done like earlier episodes to set this up, but I think it's there enough that it works well for this as is. As deep as we want it to be. Not gonna lie, Yoshi's gonna give me Zoe Izumi vibes for his show. Hopefully I'm proven wrong. Yeah, I don't really remember.
Hey, if Yoshino's like competent and yeah, at least competent now, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So applause that's like she takes charge as the leader, and everyone's sort of like trying to get to Marukimon or Mercurymon or whatever the crap.
Yeah. And she's just like, I'm the leader. And like, this is like before she gains her confidence or whatever. So I'm just like, no, she shouldn't be the leader. She has not shown any leadership qualities in this series so far.
There's
If
like
anything,
little, yeah.
if anything, Toma should be the leader.
It really should be Toma. Yeah, they're going along, and they get attacked by Akuto on his freaking Falcomon. It's
Yeah.
like we get like the first time I believe that Masaru has tried to punch something and just failed to do it.
Yeah, but we also get finally a moment where like Masaru doesn't just straight lose to this stupid kid with a boomerang.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he's really like been losing so far. He's just struggled against him. And honestly, I feel like that makes sense because it's like Falcomon is just fast and like Ikuto attacks with a ranged weapon. So it's like, okay, how do you punch something to evolve?
Well, first of all, you catch the boomerang and then remove it from the fight.
Yeah, if you
like
can.
like Masaru, just catch it or punch it out of the air. I don't know, do something.
He did punch
but,
out of the air at that one point.
Yeah, but at this point, like Masaru's like judo flipping Ikuto, and it's like, all right, finally, stuff is like he's actually doing well.
Did you get the distinct impression, like I did, that they're very concerned about Masaru punching a child?
I kind of had that thought. It's like, okay, yeah, yeah. My thought on it was just like, okay, it's nice that Masaru's not punching him because he is a child, and he's like just doing like little throws to get him away.
Yeah, it's like enough to be like, okay, he's like, winning and like, he's overpowering him, but it's also like, not so far that it's like, alright, he's just beating the crap out of a kid. It's like, alright, yeah, this is far removed enough. This is fine.
Yeah, because in Masaru's head, the thought is a man wouldn't punch a child.
Yeah. And Masaru thinks unless
I don't know, maybe you
Man.
really gotta punch that child.
Listen, sometimes that kid just has to be decked. Sometimes they just need to know what's up.
I'll be honest, I think Ikuto could use a good punch in the face.
He probably could, let's be real. It's that we had the chance to punch him. He's holding him down instead. Yeah. In like the next episode, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like I said, I did have that thought of like, yeah, it's nice that he's not just punching him in the face.
I think if anything, Ikuto should probably be a bit of like more of a real threat. Because I like it as like a small scale threat to the party. It's like, he shows up, he's fast, and it's just hard for them to do much against him. But it's like, there's not really much of a point where Ikuto feels like dangerous exactly, right?
Well, I think he feels like too much of a threat. Not that I think he feels like a major threat, but it's like, Agumon, burn the boomerang.
No, but Agumon's gotta deal with Falcomon. We're splitting up the teams.
Galmon, punch the boomerang. Lalamon, shoot the boomerang. It's like suddenly he's disarmed. He is a child. He doesn't stand a chance against Masaru alone.
What if you destroy the boomerang and Kudo's like, okay, Falcomon, give me a weapon, and Falcomon just tosses him a kunai, and now he's a kid with a knife?
Fine.
What if you just make things worse, because now he is ready to murder?
Masaru has longer limbs. He could probably catch his arm and take it from him.
Oh, man. I'll say for our member, who's about to have a whole can of worms opened. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm calling it now. This kid's mom is totally dead. Dad, probably toast.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both of his parents are dead. Alternatively, well, yeah, that could still be the case. And the old man with the fishing rod is his grandpa or something.
Yeah, who weirdly shows up at the end of this episode to just be like, oh, hey, I exist. And it's like, oh, alright, sure.
My question isn't how he got here, because he probably just took the gate. My question is how he got here, specifically, before Masaru, Toma, and Yoshino.
Yeah, good question. Like, they ask how he found them, and he's just straight up like, oh, I've got my ways. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Oh, hey, Dup. So here's what I'm thinking. I think this old guy, he goes to the digital world. I think he's got connections. I mean, think he knows Digimon and he knows the right people, and he can be like, oh, hey, Cherrymon, where did those kids go? And he's like, oh, that way? Alright, and he goes somewhere else and, like, finds a freaking Airdramon he knows, and he's like, hey, can you give me a ride, please?
That could be.
Like,
right now,
I get the impression he's been around the block, he's, like, met these characters, and, he has enough connections that, he can, like, just sort of call in some favors, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, you helped me with, like, so-and-so that one time, huh? Yeah, sure, I'd do this for you. Why not?
Yeah. So, yeah, before we jump straight to the end of the episode, so yeah, Ikuto and Gatsumon find the party, and like Gatsumon just like, yeah, Mammothmon, just tear them apart. Just go freaking crazy and kill them all.
The second they brought Mammothmon, I was like, oh hey, Kudo's finally gonna get them. Oh no, you've summoned Mammothmon, so now they'll escape. Cause like, yeah, he just causes an avalanche and splits them up, and like the group just kind of escapes and regroups.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it, Gatsumon.
Yeah. I like how he went from Digimon Frontiers that has like the best Gatsumon to like this series
Yeah.
where it's just like the biggest scumbag Gatsumon.
It's just a little rock guy who just really hates people.
He really hates people.
It's like, man, humans are just the worst. I want to just kill them all. Why do I have to fight with this human guy? Screw this kid. Hopefully this mammoth will murder him in an avalanche or something.
Yeah. They went so far as to animate like an evil smile for him. Like,
yeah, he
they made
doesn't
his
even have
face-
lips.
Yeah, they made his face like contort all weird so that you can clearly tell he's like sneering, and it's like, oh my
man.
god, this Gatsumon is so evil.
just real pet shop smiling with his beak energy on this one. Oh man. But yeah, so Mammothmon's just attacking and doing stuff. Meanwhile, Masaru fights Ikuto, and he's like, oh hey, why are you fighting us? You're a human too. And Ikuto's like, wait, I'm a human? What?
Yeah,
That
and
can't be right.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, I got more important things to do, and then he tries to go down to help, and the seed of doubt has been planted.
Do you think that Ikuto has a boomerang because he thinks that's his Digimon special move?
Probably.
I Digimon.
Yeah, Ikuto, like I figured, Ikuto thinks he's a Digimon.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like an iRobot joke for some reason. And I was trying to like be like, wait, what does this mean?
No, it's Ikuto's caveman speak for no reason.
Well, if you are Digimon, but you become self-aware of it.
I'm pretty sure most Digimon are aware of the fact that they are Digimon.
But what if, though?
That'd be pretty wild. It would have to be a very human-looking Digimon.
Man. Yeah, you're just living next to Angelmon for like 35 years. She's just, going out, working at the Walmart, doing her thing, paying rent. One day she's like, wait, am I a Digimon? Wait, is that why I'm like 20 feet tall and have like all these crazy powers?
And the wings.
Yeah.
That's another thing, and it's like freaking. They got to be even more normal than Angelmon. They can't even have like wings or whatever, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense.
Was it like Captain Hookmon or some crap? The pirate one where it's just a dude. It's literally just a dude.
Maybe Petermon. I don't know. He might have had elf ears. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's a bit like elfish.
The less I have to think about that episode, the better.
Why does Captain Hookmon just look like he's Kyo's dad? Is that what happened with his family? His dad went out to plunder some cigarettes and never came back.
That's still the worst episode, right?
It really is. It really is the dumbest one. Well, I don't know. The one where, like, Hiro is just bad at karaoke and solves everyone's problems is kind of lame, too.
That one, at least that one's fun. At least that one just like we get like a weird character quirk with Hiro and that doesn't come up again, but it's like at least there was a character thing in that.
Man, remember the Ghost Game episode where there's just a big bad bird who's like, I'm going to free all the birds, and they try and stop him, and he just frees the birds, and he's like, alright, I'll just leave with my birds now.
Yeah, it was like, no, but you don't understand. They're okay with being pets.
Are they?
Or whatever.
I'm gonna be real. I feel like if I had a pet bird and I like just opened the cage and left the door open, that he would be so gone.
Well, I mean, in the episode, like the girl lost her bird, and then when they stop being mind controlled by the Digimon, it goes back to her.
Yeah. I
So
I
like,
always get the impression that it's like birds do not have as much of an attachment to us as we want to think they do.
yeah, but I don't know. I think it's probably more than you think.
Yeah.
Like I've seen videos of like very friendly birds that like very clearly care for their owners. Like,
Man,
I don't know.
has there ever been like a video of like someone with a very friendly spider or something? I don't know if that'd even be a thing, but like I feel like that like I feel like you'd probably get a lot of that for a lot of things, right?
I've seen something. The closest I've seen to that is somebody with a jumping spider, and they take a straw and they put like a water droplet on its head, and it's not like running away or anything.
Oh, that's cute, I guess.
I
I'd be
guess.
afraid to do that. I'm going real. That thought fills me with way too much anxiety for a Digimon podcast.
Hate spiders.
Why did I go this direction in the conversation? Why
Yeah,
would
I
I
don't know.
do this?
Yeah, I don't know. You brought it up.
Some bits depend on the species, yeah. But yeah, Mammothmon, he's just a cool dude, and then Lalamon puts him to sleep because Digimon magic.
Yeah, I do like that. It's like, okay,
yeah.
the rookie beat the ultimate, but it's okay because it wasn't through brute force. And then
Yeah.
Gatsubon finds them and he shows up and he's like, oh yeah, and he throws a rock at him. He's like, wake up, idiot.
Yeah, I'm way more fine with that than I probably should be, because it's like, oh, he's so much stronger, but it's like, nah, this makes sense.
Yeah,
Because it's like he
it's like,
just gets back up immediately. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that did nothing, and Lalamon's like exhausted afterwards.
yeah, it takes a weirdly high amount of energy to do this move.
Yeah. I mean, it is an ultimate, so it makes sense. They used all their power for it. I do appreciate that's not like, oh, they didn't just keep putting him to sleep over and over again. It's like, nah, this is a one done type of deal.
Yeah, we need long enough for Yoshino to get over her issues. Speaking of which, she realizes upon hearing Lalamon's song that it's the song she learned. And when she was playing the piano, an egg appeared and Budmon hatched, and that's where Lalamon came from.
Yep, it's her origin story. Lalamon was born by the music and she'll die by the music.
Yeah, and so yeah, Yoshino has had Lalamon for freaking years.
Man, I feel like at this point it's pretty obvious this thing's gonna turn to Rosemon. It feels
Oh
so
yeah.
weird that, like, the Megaform has nothing related to music, like, at all going on.
No, that's just part of Yoshino's backstory.
Like, they could even make, like, a distinct form of Rosemon or something that is, like, some form of instrument. It's like, no, it's just Rosemon, and it just loses that motif.
I mean, Lilamon isn't musically themed either.
I mean, yeah, but freaking Lalamon. It's literally Lala. And you know what that means? It's short for Lalafell, because those fuckers love to sing.
Do they?
I assume so. Question is shit with Biomon now, because it's apparently is okay with Yoshi. Yeah, it's. I feel like that was
also one of my thoughts. Hey, look, another Digimon egg that appeared before a young girl, and they got to keep their Digimon, and it was fine.
Yeah, I'm just imagining, like, because of course we don't know for sure, but I'd imagine that, like, after this, she actually did join Dad's. Because it's like, thinking back, actually, she seemed really fine with this happening to Chica. So it's like, if she went through it and it was okay with her, then that'd explain a lot about why she's like, okay, yeah, Chica will just go over it, no problem, you know? Just without
Yeah.
thinking about it, you know?
Well, I'm just thinking at this point, it's like basically solid proof that if nothing had interfered with Biomon, everything would have been fine.
Would it have? I don't know.
Yeah, because it probably would have just been another Yoshino situation. Like it's aside from the fact that I don't think the egg appeared directly before Chica, like, or did it? I don't remember. Where did the egg come from?
I don't remember. I don't think it honestly matters that much.
Point is, it's almost the same situation, and Yoshino grew up with a Digimon partner, and everything was fine.
Yoshi was tamed by Dats at the age of 7? Yeah, I could believe it. Because, like, yeah, that was basically what they were trying to do with Chica, right? Just straight up.
It
Like,
just
hey,
appeared.
yeah, literal child, be part of this police force. And they probably, like, start you on, like, intern worker or whatever so they can keep an eye on you. And then, you'll learn about Digisoul, you get a Digivice and all that stuff. And then, yeah, they have some authority over that whole deal. Yeah, she does feel like she's been there for. Yeah, she's like very comfortable with the current way the system's set up.
Yeah.
Like, I got the
But yeah.
impression she's not especially high ranking, but feels like she's like very used to things.
Well, it's weird because like it seems like she's the only field agent they had until Masaru. Oh wait, well Toma, but he was like somewhere else.
Yeah, and before that, Masaru wasn't really doing much. I'd believe that. I believe it was like Yoshino and like the old man kind of keeping things together for a while.
I guess, and she was just lucky that nothing stronger than a champion appeared.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's be real. That goes for everyone.
Yeah, but even then, it's like I have a hard time believing Sunflowermon was taking care of business.
Yeah.
Man, I was playing Digimon World Redigitize, and I got a Sunflowermon. And I was just like, really?
Yeah, it's weird because it's like I used to be like, oh yeah, Sunflowermon's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, Lilamon's alright. This series has kind of like anti-sold me on both of those Digimon. Because it's like she gets Lilamon, like she has her big Evolutionmon, and it's like, it's Solid Evolutionmon. She's like, oh yeah, I'm like being too hard on myself. I just need to calm down and just let things happen. It's like, okay, we get Lilamon, you get the big evolution scene, and it's like, you zoom on Lilamon's face, and I'm like, ew. Like, it feels weird. It looks weird.
I thought the weirdest thing was the realization, was my sudden realization that Lilamon doesn't have hands.
She really doesn't. They're just gun stubs. Also,
it's like, yeah, there's like the evolution sequence, and then there's like a zoom in on her like arms later, and it's like, oh. She has no hands or feet. Yeah, but the feet's kind of okay because she like kind of floats around.
Yeah, it's like they're doing the thing from what the crap's the thing called? The Mimi Ultimate. Freaking Lilymon? Yeah, they're doing the thing from Lilymon where it's like, oh yeah, it's like a fairy female grass type that has like this complexion, these features and stuff because fairy. But I think it's like because of the way the headpiece is, like the way it comes down and like shows across the face, it's like it doesn't look cute, it just looks odd, you know? And I can't really put my finger on it's like that and like the human face with the weird like alien eyes and the hair. And I'm like, ew.
I don't know. I think she's pretty.
Listen, as long as I don't focus on the face, it's fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's a weird take.
I listen. I don't think it was gonna be like weirded out by us saying like, "Oh yeah, this female Digimon looks attractive."
Yeah. Yoshino, or not Yoshino, but like Lalamon's evolution sequence makes more sense than Mimi's though.
Yeah,
It starts as like a little flower goblin, and then it turns into a punching cactus, and then it turns into like a plant fairy, and then oh god, what's its final?
final
It's
form is
Mega.
just Rosemon again.
Oh geez.
Yeah, they're both Rosemon. Neither of them
That's the
turn to like Bloomlordmon or something. It's always Rosemon.
yeah. Blossomon would have been a more interesting evolution for Lalamon to get because like I don't know. It's just the female lead having like a weirdo monster Digimon instead of like the pretty flower one.
Okay, yeah, this is the thing I was thinking of. I was trying to remember what this thing's name is. Yeah, it'd be like way more interesting if one of them turned into like Lotusmon for their final form. Like that'd be a good step up from Lilamon. Because it's like Lotusmon is just like it is female plant Digimon with like the whole queen vibe, and she's like wielding stabs and stuff. Like she's a mage,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
basically.
I think
Yeah.
she's in. I think she's in Cyber Sleuth. That's where I saw her.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and it's like, you know what? This would have made sense. This would have made sense a bit more unique. From our understanding, a lot of Digimon do have a state where they materialize hands if they need them. Apparently, Siriusmon can do that.
Huh.
Huh. Takes a while for more flower megas to appear. Was Lotusmon around by this time? No, probably not. But yeah, I'm looking at this with hindsight.
It's from Digimon World Dawn and Dusk, apparently.
Okay, I don't know if that would have been... No, because Dusk and Dawn have the burst modes. That probably would have been afterwards. But probably
Also,
would have been in production around the same time, I think.
Also, if it fuses with Rosemon, it turns into Rafflesimon, which is it's a Rafflesia.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
It's pretty
Honestly,
neat.
yeah, kind of underrated. I think it's a cool idea to combine the flowers.
Yeah. Thought I had something else. Guess not.
Yeah. But yeah, Lilamon shows up and just bitch slaps a mammoth into a wall.
Which I thought was kind of lame. Like, yeah, it's like a big strong like wind slap thing, but it doesn't look very strong. But then Lilamon whips out like these like laser blasters out of her like arms, and it's like, okay, that's more intimidating.
Yeah, I like this episode. This did not sell me on Lilamon much at all.
I'm more sold on Lilamon than I am like Kazemon or whatever the other one is called, Sylphmon or whatever the frick.
Sylphmon? I'm trying to think. Which one was
whatever
that?
her beast spirit is called.
Oh, right. Yeah, that one. Fairymon and the, yeah, probably was like Kazemon.
Right, Kazemon's the English name.
Zephyrmon? Might have been Zephyrmon.
Probably Zephyrmon. Yeah, I'm already way more sold on Lilamon than I am either of Izumi's evolutions.
Yeah, at least she gets a good moment and does the thing and it works.
Yeah, she gets a good moment in her own episode, unlike Izumi.
Yeah, I'd say that's like she shoots the little flower guns and they seem really, really weak. Like, they get the job done, but it's like, she shoots Marathon like so many times, and after she stops shooting, it rears back and glows a bit, and then just kind of disappears and dies. And it's like, oh, that didn't feel like it had much impact at all. Oh no.
Death by 1,000 cuts is viable as long as it gets the job done.
Did she shoot it with poison? What happened?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Oh man, but yeah, Lilamon's cool, I guess. No, she could be cooler. As someone who has seen Bloomlordmon in some artwork, I believe there are ways to make this a way cooler concept. But yeah, do we have anything else to really say out this one? I
No,
feel
not
like we just
really.
kind of like, yeah.
Oh, right. Lord Bloomon is that, like, it's Omnimon, but it's a plant.
Yes. It's Omnimon, but it's a really cool plant. It has a big plant cannon. And I'm like, yo, what? That looks like it would let loose a really cool big plant laser, and that sounds rad. I do like my big crazy satellite plant beams.
But yeah, before we move on from this episode, something I was absolutely shocked by is the reveal at the beginning of the episode. It's like, how long do we have to get to Infinity Ice Ridge or whatever? And it's like, oh, if we walk for about a day, we'll be there. And I'm like, freaking what?
Yeah, they're not that far away from it seems.
Yeah, like despite the huge distance it showed in the episode where they got there, it's like, man, they've been sprinting or something. What the heck?
Yeah, they've kept up a nice pace. They've really been going for it.
Yeah. And this is jumping ahead a little bit, but yeah, we clear the digital world arc within these 2 episodes or like 3 episodes.
I would not be surprised if they had like a bit more planned and they cut back a little. Which, you know what? Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, they'll probably go back.
Yeah, but this feels like a situation where it's like, okay, you could have had like more episodes about more bullcrap just sort of sandwiched in here, and it looked like they might have been wanting to do that, and they're like, you know what? No, let's just wrap this up. And it just kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably jumping back to the human world so they can officially turn Ikuto into an ally.
Yeah, makes sense, honestly, makes sense.
They'll go to like a burger restaurant and he'll be like, oh, burgers, these are great. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like that's kind of been my opinion on these. It's like, these episodes don't feel like the best, but they're solid enough and I'm like into them. And it's like, okay, yeah. This is like solid, like B tier Digimon content, I think.
The amount of areas and like different locations and stuff we're going to helps.
Yeah. Helps keep things a bit more fresh.
Yeah, everything doesn't take place exclusively in the human world.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like getting bits of lore and stuff. We're kind of like progressing things at a fair pace. It's like, yeah, you know, yeah.